Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patric Young and Terry Norvelle.
After what I guess could be called a mini vacation, we are back in the saddle, riding down the Young and Norvelle way. As we are back, we were off on Thursday and Friday. I know you missed us. I missed you, and I speak for Patric Young as well. We had some high school basketball action on our network Thursday and Friday, holiday high school basketball action, and we are now back. A lot of stuff to cover as I welcome you. Terry Norvelle here, live at Icebreakers Bar and Grill, the wonderful, massive sports bar inside the Community First Igloo, which, of course, you see it. If you're driving down 95 and you're passing the Emerson exit either direction, you look over, you see the Community First Igloo. You may not know what it is. You need to get over here and get in. Great facility. It is the headquarters for the Jacksonville Icemen, their corporate headquarters right here about 40 yards away from me. They have two full-size rings or ice rinks that, of course, they practice, they work out. There's open skate. You can see it behind me. All kinds of youth leagues and adult leagues. Hockey is huge. Ice hockey is big in the state of Florida. We have two NHL teams and a number of minor league teams. And, of course, all the northern people that moved down, ice hockey was their sport, and they continue it here throughout the state. And, of course, right here in Duval County, headquartered right here inside the Igloo, the Community First Igloo. Again, you can have open skates. Come over, just have fun. You can maybe you were a hockey player or an ice skater, or just you grew up on the ice up north and you miss it. Come over and just grab some time, skate around, have a good time. Whatever level, they have all kind of. You can see everybody behind me. They are skating their feet off, and all different levels, and they all have a good time, including the Icemen as they practice. We'll talk Icemen hockey as we do every Monday about 4:40. Alex Reed will join us, and it was a pretty good week for the Icemen. We'll kind of preview what's coming up. They've got a couple games on the road, and then much like the entire league, they'll take a few days off and around the holiday, but we'll set the schedule. Margaritaville night is coming up. That's always going to be fun. You know that. So a lot to get to from the ice perspective. Football, and more football as we are heading into, guys. This will change, I think, every year pretty much, and also weekend to weekend possibly, but I don't think this is just over-exaggerating. This coming football weekend, I'm confident in saying it's the biggest football weekend in the history of American football. Back up. Think about it. Think about what you have, and I'll go ahead and say Friday starts the weekend. Think about it. We have never had 4 college elimination football games. The college tournament will have 4 games. Winner moves on, loser goes home. That's Friday night, 1 game. Saturday, 3 loser leave town games in the college football playoff. And then Sunday, an entire NFL Week 16. That's got to be the biggest football weekend in the history of American football. It'll probably get trumped and topped as we go and as this college playoff expands. But think about that. Now, topic number 1, Jags Jets. I'll give you my thoughts on it. You watched it. Not the two best teams playing, but it was an entertaining game. They matched up well. We'll get into that today. The Heisman Trophy, did it fall the way you thought? It did fall the way I thought, and it fell the way I would have voted. We'll talk about the Heisman Trophy and our buddy Brent Beard. We'll bring Brent on in the second hour. He does some great college sports notes every week. He's got a great note this week about, do we now have to move the Heisman Trophy presentation? Do we have to move it later in the college football season? Because think about it. Right now, you can still be playing college football 4 more games. The teams that open up Friday and Saturday, for them to win the national championship, they would have to play 4 games just to get to the championship game. 4 extra games. How do you give out the Heisman Trophy if a bunch of these players that are vying for the Heisman Trophy still have 3 to 4 games to play? Interesting. Might the schedule need to move? Gators basketball, gosh darn, people. Did you see that beat down Saturday? Florida took on Arizona State. The Gators ranked in the top 10. They came into the game 9-0. Arizona State, like 8-1. Good basketball team. Bobby Hurley, the head coach, not Danny Hurley at UConn, who's winning all the national titles, but Bobby Hurley. He's been at Arizona State a long time now. He's put together a really nice club. Arizona State is good in basketball. They had a nice roster, a nice lineup, and Florida absolutely undressed them. It was a beatdown, particularly in the second half. The Gator basketball team is really, really good. The SEC is unconscionable, really good. As we welcome Patric Young. I know you were busy all weekend, Pat. I hope you had a chance. I know you were working JU, I think, basketball, which coincided with Florida. And before we get your thoughts on the Jags and the Jets, we'll talk about that. Did you get a chance to look back or kind of Florida undressed Arizona State in the second half? It was unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, I think this Florida team is one of the best we've had in a long time.
Wow. That's saying something.
Yeah, I think without a doubt. And it starts and finishes with Walter Clayton Jr. He's fearless. He really is fearless.
He is.
He plays at such a great pace. You know, he's not all gas, no brakes. He's, sometimes I need to hit the cruise control. Sometimes I need to go for it. And I think it just as a team, they just compete, man. They really just, and their level of their competition is now we're gonna get to our style of play, which is going really fast, getting up a lot of shots, getting offensive rebound. It's so many ways they can beat you, and I'm waiting to see that Alex Condon and Thomas Houck have like a crazy game.
Yeah.
Did you see Janai Broom?
Oh, he's so good.
He had a 20-20 game.
He's so good.
20-20 and 5 assists.
That's the Auburn superstar, one of the Auburn superstars. And Patrick, my goodness, I know college basketball. It's what you do in March. I get that. You get that. You played in March. You played in April. You get that. But my God, the SEC as a whole conference, they are running roughshod through college basketball, right? Even the teams not ranked. Missouri the other night, unranked, went out and put a loss on Kansas, the number 1 team in the country.
Number 2 now.
Yeah. How about that, though?
And that's so great because Missouri, they hate Kansas so much.
No.
They hate Kansas so. It obviously was in Como. It had to be.
I'm not sure if it was neutral.
Kansas doesn't lose at home.
Yeah, but
for the most part. But
man,
that's so great.
And we've got, obviously, and Patrick, you played it, you broadcast it, you love it. I love college basketball almost as much as college football. It's just a fun sport. We've got months to do this, so we won't bog down. But what a start. I cannot imagine the SEC ever having a start like this top to bottom.
I know, right?
It's ungodly. Patrick, they had last week, I haven't seen the poll this week, they had 9 teams ranked in the top 25, 5 in the top 10, Patrick.
Yeah. 5. Yeah. No, this is, I said it, the SEC conference is going to get so good, it's going to start cannibalizing it. So
absolutely.
I think Georgia has a chance to get in the top 25. I'm trying to think the team who they lost to was, and it was a good game.
Yes.
Like I would say from top to bottom, I think Vanderbilt's not going to be very good this year. Who else is struggling?
Both Mississippis are ranked.
Yep.
Both Mississippis are ranked in the bottom of the top 25. Vanderbilt may be a little.
They lost to Marquette at Marquette, and Marquette's a really, really, really good program.
And that's nothing to be ashamed of.
Not at all.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Patrick, we'll have time to talk about this, and this is a good thing if you're the commissioner of the SEC. You, on one hand, you hate to see what I'm going to bring up, but on the other hand, you love to see what I'm going to bring up. Patrick, it wouldn't surprise me, Patrick, when March Madness rolls around, you're going to have 2 or 3, mark it down, you're going to have 2 or 3 SEC teams knocking out SEC teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really a good thing for your conference.
Yeah. If there's going to end up being 10 teams, that's what's been kind of stated. If there's going to be 10 teams in, then without a doubt, there's going to be at some point, if not even the first round, the second round, like there's no way to avoid it.
Sure. There really isn't. I think you're going to have I don't know where it's going to happen, but you're going to have a
This
Florida,
is crazy, man. I'm looking at it right now. The SEC standings basketball.
Okay.
South Carolina is the only team with 3 losses.
Wow.
And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams with 2 losses.
Wow.
Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 1 loss. And then there are 3 teams, with no losses. That's Tennessee, OU, Oklahoma, and the University of Florida.
Wow, 3 undefeated still.
I didn't realize OU was undefeated. Sheesh.
I didn't either. You remember who their new coach is a couple years ago?
I forgot his name.
Porter Moser, the guy from Sister Jean's school, right?
I heard he's nuts.
Is he crazy?
I heard he's nuts.
Good. We need a little crazy in the world. Good. Good. But
I don't know where we'd be without you, Terry.
Yeah, exactly. Good one. Hey, but you're going to have it. Get ready. I know we're a ways away from March, but you're going to have a situation where maybe round 2, maybe even round 3, you're going to have a Florida. They're going to have to go play like Mississippi State, and somebody's going to knock somebody out of the SEC. Right? It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I wonder how many top 3 seeds.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think without a doubt, the SEC has the most.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Patrick, let's take it to the NFL. Obviously, yesterday the Jaguars lose to the Jets. And Patrick, it was 2 bad teams, but they matched up well. It was a fun game to watch, I thought.
Well, it was really fun game, and I didn't even really watch the end. What was I doing? Sunday, yesterday. Oh, I had to my goddaughter's 4th birthday was yesterday, so I was following the game as much as I could on my phone. Sure. And I didn't realize that Devontae Adams, he got 135 or something like that catching yards in the last 4 minutes of the game.
4 minutes, yeah, set a record. I heard
that's got to be a record.
He put on a show in the second half, and you know what happened? Obviously, the 2 players I'm going to bring up, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, they're past their prime, right? They've had their better days, but those, you know what happened yesterday, Patrick? The 2 legitimate superstars on that field made plays. Aaron Rodgers threw 5 or 6 passes that you just went, wow, how did and he gained 45 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Patrick, 45 at 41 years old.
He ran a good amount back in Green Bay. He ran a decent amount. I'm like, man, that guy can kind of move. He's not. He is not a Tom Brady. He was a little Tom Brady-ish now without he moves.
Yeah,
he's a little bit of a robot. But
Patrick, he threw a couple passes yesterday that were just, you're like, wow, that is a big league NFL quarterback throwing that ball. And the Jets had the dropsies early in that game. They dropped a few passes, and then
Devontae dropped it. It would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
He dropped it, would have been a touchdown.
My goodness, the 2 legitimate superstars on the field, and Brian Thomas is heading that direction, but I'm not going to call him a superstar yet. The 2 legitimate superstars on the field yesterday were wearing Jet uniforms, and they made plays. They were the difference. I mean, Devontae Adams, he had 9 catches all in the second half. He didn't have a catch in the first half. Didn't have a catch.
How's that possible?
Yeah. Yeah. And Patrick, now what are the Jaguars? Right now, they've actually moved up.
Winning.
Winning.
Lose the rest of the games.
If the draft was today, they would pick 4th now. They were 5th last week, but strength of schedule changed. Patrick.
I don't think they have to try to lose these games.
Well, they play bad teams, though. They got the Raiders Sunday, and they still have the Titans,
Man, I heard a good argument in regards to Will Levis and the Titans probably not taking a quarterback at the beginning or at the draft. But now I'm like, I don't know, man, because he once he got away from the ridiculous, terrible, god awful turnovers, he was. I mean, he's dink and dunk, solid, just possession quarterback. Maybe just if you can get the ball to your playmakers, maybe they can extend plays, get touchdowns. To yesterday was like, goodness gracious, does this kid need to be holding a clipboard for a little bit longer?
Yeah, he's tough. He's struggling. But Patrick, the Jaguars have 3 wins. They play the Raiders, who have 2 wins. They play them Sunday. The Raiders play tonight, but I don't think they're going to win. So they're going to stay at 2 wins. If the Jaguars go out and win this Sunday, then they will have a 2-game lead in the win column over the. I think they will give away the number 1 pick. And Patrick, I don't see a path for the Jaguars to quickly get out of this hole that doesn't include getting the very first pick in the draft. I just don't see how can they climb out of this hole without some type of helper, and that being the first pick.
Could they end up drafting Travis Hunter and hold him for a king's ransom for some team that actually wants him to, and multiple picks, and maybe maybe 1 or 2 picks, or maybe
possibly
some O-line, like. Yeah. And I saw some of the stats. Like our O-line is obviously they're not all-star level, Super Bowl level, but some of the guys are solid. They are.
What are their names? I don't know any of them.
No, it's like it was some numbers on their actual like sacks given or pressure rates. Well, actually wasn't god awful. Like we don't have dogs. We ain't got no dogs in the O-line. I just want us to get some of those guys that might lose their temper. Get us some freaking dogs.
Yeah.
Get some guys that'll do something stupid, not throwing no punches, not nothing like that.
I know what you mean.
Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's a dog.
Yeah. Hey, did you happen to see, staying with the NFL, after the Jaguar game, I was out watching with some friends, and I got home, got settled, and did you catch any of the Buffalo-Detroit game? That was the big game yesterday.
I caught a little bit of it.
My goodness,
those teams can score some points, can't they?
I tell you, they can. And
score some points.
And the NFL is a week-to-week league, but my God, Buffalo toyed with Detroit in Detroit yesterday.
Yeah,
they toyed with them, Patrick.
Yeah, but I think maybe this is just the modern day, because I'm hearing them criticize when is a Super Bowl team actually giving up 40 points on consecutive games. This is a different age. Like I think I think it is really hard when you have a great offensive line and they're running plays where they don't have to just say, hey, receiver, I need you to run the best route ever to get open. No, these teams offensively scheme things that create it's almost like artwork. How when they break down like some plays, the Lions do this really well. They move the pocket on some plays, and that gives them a little bit more time to develop. How do you know that's coming as a defender on the O-line?
Yeah.
How do you know that as a defense? They're literally hiking the ball, running to the right, looking for a pass deep on the left. Like the Lions are so creative, and then you got the Bills.
God. They're playing good football right now, man. God.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Allen, I think him and Lamar are the clear, battling out for MVPs. But, obviously Josh Allen is going to have the edge since
I think he's going to win it.
1 loss on his record.
Yeah, I think he's going to win it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. I think they've got 3 maybe now. But.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, Bills won last night. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills won. I want to speak to what you said, though. I hear a little bit about, Buffalo, they're good, but they give up too many points. You can't win the Super Bowl. I'm with you, Patrick. We're in a different era. Teams score in the 30s and they get into the 40s. And Buffalo, like last night, they were so good at what they did offensively. They scored quickly, and they kept giving the ball back to Detroit. Well, Detroit's not bad. They're going to score some too.
Yeah, they're a great offense. Like I obviously as a team both teams striving to be, going to get in the Super Bowl and to win one, you would like to see your defense get a little bit, a few more stops. But these offenses, I just don't think there is an answer when you have a great, not good, a great offensive line,
Yeah.
Guys that can really, and when I say great, it's not just run block, pass block. It's the pulling. It's the movement, the agility, the penetration that they get, the opening of holes. When you have both of these teams,
yeah,
a duo set of running backs, that dang, which one do you want? You want thunder? You want lightning? To an extent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you have, well, this is where they differ. Jared Allen's not a runner. He's not dual threat. That's a difference right there, difference maker. But because he has such great weapons, two running backs, that could be the separation there. How do you equate and stand and figure out how to deal with the running quarterback as well? Then you have receivers that run excellent routes. And Amon-Ra St. Brown dropped one yesterday, man. I couldn't believe it.
I know. He's good, isn't he?
He dropped a good one. And then you got some tight ends that not only can block, but can catch the ball. Both of them, Sam Laporta and Kincaid, Dalton Kincaid. Those both, I think they might be the same year coming out of college. I know Kincaid came from Utah.
Yes, I remember him. He played in Gainesville.
It's crazy. He was the backup.
He was the backup to the kid Keithy that got hurt.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Where's Keithy at now?
I think he's just coming out of college. He redshirted, and I think he's just coming out. Might be in the league 1 year or about to come in the league.
I think he's in the league.
Well, Patrick,
he might be with, and I feel bad for him. I think he might be with the Panthers.
Okay. Speaking of feeling bad, and we'll take a break here, come back, and then about 4:40 we'll talk some Heisman hockey with Alex Reed. Speaking of bad luck, man, sometimes the football injury gods just don't smile on you. And obviously, among other things, we'll talk to Dr. Bates about on Wednesday. Bad news again out of Detroit. Man, the Lions, Hutchinson's missed a bunch of the year, their star defensive lineman. David Montgomery, one of their two-headed running backs, out for the year, they said, with a sprained MCL. He's going to have surgery. They lost a defensive lineman that went
surgery
down.
On a sprained MCL?
Yeah, and we're going to ask about Dr. Bates about that, but they lost a D lineman yesterday and their running back. Man, Detroit's banged up. Feel bad for those guys. They just
those are especially running back wise. I mean, I don't know their D tackle, but those guys they don't get a lot of numbers, but they blow up a lot of plays.
Yeah, and Detroit. Obviously, Montgomery's the two-headed monster. They've got Jahmyr Gibbs, the quick guy, and they've had a nice 1-2 punch all year. Now they're just down to Gibbs. What a shame. They've had a lot of injuries.
Maybe because we've in the past been accustomed to traditional one running back is your main guy, and he doesn't really come out unless because they've been able to split those carries for the most part. These guys should be. Jahmyr Gibbs should still be pretty fresh.
Yeah,
in my mind, he should be fresh.
He's fun to watch. Remember the kid out of he was at Alabama for a year, Georgia Tech for a year, and then Alabama, I think it was.
Oh, that was his path. I didn't know that was his path.
Real quick guy. I love him a lot, but man, Detroit's had a bunch. The season, the injury bug may derail their season. They've been.
Does your dog snore? Does Penny snore?
She gets a little snory sometimes. Yeah.
Does she sleep in your bed?
All around. She got free run. Yeah. Yeah. For the longest time,
my dog every night. Huh?
For the longest time, Penny wouldn't go up the stairs. She was scared of stairs. Now she flies up and down.
This old man here, he acts as though he needs help to get on the bed. But at night, he'll randomly get off the bed. I don't know if he hears something, and then at night he has no issues getting back in the bed. So he pulls a fast one on us during the daytime.
Oh yeah,
I can't get up unless you help me.
Yeah.
And he's snoring his butt off right now. Don't you wish you could just be as unbothered?
Oh yeah.
About everything like a dog?
Hey,
man.
Did I ever tell you? I had a friend of mine one time ask me. We got talking about dogs and how dogs can sleep so much. They sleep. So it got me thinking. I don't know if I ever told you this, Pat. So I got on Google and started looking it up. And there's a great explanation. Dogs do sleep a lot. I mean, dogs will sleep. Well, here's the explanation. Dogs, unlike humans, they don't ever really fall into deep REM sleep, right? They don't go into deep, because if you think about it, and the stuff I read said, dogs, the history of dogs, they're protectors, and they were out in the wild, so they had to pay attention, right? So
Absolutely.
Dogs sleep very lightly. That's why if you open up a bag of chips right now, your dog's going to charge. Right?
Well,
right?
Yeah.
So they don't.
I
They
know
don't.
with the little dog,
Yeah.
he might chill.
Yeah.
But the little dog, as soon as I open the bag of chips, she could be in the front of the house.
Right.
She's here.
But they're sleeping, but they're lightly sleeping because they don't go into deep sleep. So that's why they need to sleep a lot. Because how about that? How about that? It's not even trivia day, Patrick. And I gave you that one. That's free. I gave you that one for free. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're right. All right, let's take a break here. We'll come back.
Somebody else.
Nice. We'll come back. And by the way, I always tell people, Icebreakers Bar and Grill, huge sports bar inside the Community First Igloo. I tell these people, there's 150 seats. They can segregate this thing any way you want it. Great for meetings and corporate get-togethers. They got a huge Christmas party going on right now, about 10 feet away, Pat. And word is, they said it's okay when I get off the air that I can go down the food line. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Hungry, starving bachelor going down the food line. I like it. Like it a lot. All right, Pat, hang tight. Let's take a break. We'll come back. It's a Monday. It is a kind of overcast Monday around Jax Vegas, but we're okay. The temperature is pretty nice. We'll come back and continue the Young and Norvelle show, broadcasting from our Monday home. You know it by now. Icebreakers Bar and Grill.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jax Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, back we are. Overcast Monday. Terry Norvelle set up shop, of course, inside our Monday home. We are at Icebreakers Bar and Grill inside the Community First Igloo. You know where it's at. If you're going down I-95 and you're passing the Emerson exit, everybody looks over and sees the big igloo. It is a fun, wonderful place. Behind me, you can see there's open skate at different times. You can just come over, bring the family, bring the kids, bring a date, have fun. They've got youth leagues, adult leagues. The Icemen train here. Their corporate headquarters are here. Beautiful facility that includes a massive sports bar, Icebreakers Bar and Grill. Hey, Pat, news breaking out of the NFL. The dreaded high ankle sprain is what they're calling Patrick Mahomes, his injury that he went down yesterday.
Yeah.
I would imagine at 13-1 and firmly into the playoffs, if you're Kansas City, you shut him down for a couple weeks, don't you?
High ankle sprain.
We'll talk to Doctor about that.
You know, it's just tough because they have such a great his team. Those guys got to find a way to win. Who's the backup? Let's check that out.
I don't know who the hell the backup. Nobody gets to play. It's always Mahomes.
I know, right?
I don't even know.
It's like it's like the best job in the NFL.
But,
they got
they're
Texans, Steelers, and Broncos. Man,
I mean, say that again. Who do they play?
Texans,
right.
Steelers, Broncos. So it's not none of these
teams.
None of these games are gimmies.
No, but I mean they've got 13. Patrick, you want home field, but there is a rule in the NFL. Kansas City plays every game at home, right? They never play on the road, do they?
Yeah, like this couldn't have been better timing for the.
But don't you shut him down? I mean, they've got 3 games left, right?
Let's see who is the backup. Gosh, this is killing me.
But again, getting back to what I said, don't you shut him down at least 2 weeks, right? You definitely shut him down. Carson. Oh yeah, that's right. Wentz came in.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson freaking Wentz. But you shut him down. You got when you got 13
MVP.
wins. You got 13 wins. You shut him down.
Yeah. Well, I think the Bill I think if they lose these next 3 and the Bills win these next 3 at home field, that's the only thing that you.
Yeah, I mean you know what you do. You've definitely got a couple game lead on the Bills. They've got 3 losses. You've got 1. You shut him down probably the next 2 games and then play the final game by ear. You may even play him a little bit in the final game just so he's not totally rusty, but they've got a luxury. Patrick, have you seen the top 25 that just came out basketball, the new poll?
No, I haven't.
It is unbelievable. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, Tennessee still holds on. They had a 1-point win over Illinois, 50 votes, 10-0. Number 2, Auburn stays in number 2. They get 9 first-place votes. They've closed the gap a little bit. Number 3, college basketball at 9-1, Iowa State. Number 4, moving up a spot, I do believe, 10-1, Kentucky with Mark Pope, Kentucky. Number 5, 8-2 with a nice win over Auburn last week. Duke is number 5. Number 6, a Final Four team, Patrick, from last year. The Alabama Crimson Tide at 6, and the Florida Gators move up 2 spots. 10-0, the Gators ranked 7th in the nation. Kansas 8, Marquette 9, Oregon 10, Texas A&M sitting at 12, Patrick. 12.
I know, right?
How about that? And I'll just
I thought Mississippi State was in the mix. They bumped him out.
Hold on, we're not done yet. Oklahoma from the SEC, 14, 10-0. Ole Miss at 9-1, 17th in the nation. And I guess you're right. Mississippi State must have lost a game. They
won, but it was a really close game against McNeese.
So I'm showing that they have fallen out of the top 25. But my goodness, Patrick Young, what are we doing with the SEC?
Man,
goodness,
I love it. You got to love it, man. No one's Look how UConn's bounced back after those 3 unranked losses. How'd they get so much? It's like clemency. They got pardoned from those 3 losses in a row in the Bahamas or wherever it was. And
how about? I agree.
They were at 25 last week after losing 3 games in a row.
The SEC has 8 teams in this week's top 25, but get a load of this, Patrick. Along with. They have the first 3 teams outside the top 25.
Yeah,
Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Missouri. They're the next closest that are not ranked.
There we go.
How about that?
How about where did Kansas drop to? 8. Number 8.
Are they 8?
Number 8. Who beat them the first time? I'm trying to.
Creighton beat them.
That's right. Creighton was unranked as well.
Creighton beat them. There's Marquette at 9. Is Shaka there? Is that Shaka Smart?
Yep. Marquette is Shaka Smart.
How about Oregon? You don't think of Oregon, but they're sitting at 10th in the nation, 10-1.
Somehow, Oregon has just stayed steady, and they should still be undefeated. No, got 1 loss. They beat Alabama.
Hey, kind of an Oregon topic. Did you see the uniforms the Seattle Seahawks wore yesterday?
Oh, my gosh.
They were great, weren't they?
Those were not bright at all.
No, God almighty.
Man, that was something.
Weren't they great?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you love them? Hey, how'd the
what do you think Geno Smith is, man? Like I was looking at the record. I'm like 8-5. That's not bad. I think he's a Phillip Rivers.
Really? You think he's that good?
I mean, in terms of like he'll lead this team at some point to the playoffs. But he'll never. I don't think he'll ever break through and win a Super Bowl or even get to a conference championship.
I've never liked him in the NFL. I thought he was average in college, but
I thought it was average in college. But he's better. He's doing better now than I ever thought he would do.
I agree. I totally agree. Hey Pat, how did you worked the JU Dolphin basketball game the other day? How'd that go?
Man, they played good, except in the second half. They could not stop turning the ball over.
You can't do that. Come on.
Terry, it was like Scott Bacon. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he was doing the color. And my man, we're supposed to stay neutral, but he and I just were like, oh my gosh. And they, at one point, McRae, the best player, and he's absolutely unbelievable. I think he really has a chance to make the NBA. He had 4 straight turnovers.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the best player, right?
Eastern Tennessee State University team, they had size and they had really good players, solid players. They really good, the point guard, and they had a 6'8" kid, but they shut them down. The only reason JU didn't win by more, this kid Bugs, I can't remember his first name, Bugs the third. He hit like 6 threes. He was the only one that really like kept, and then the JU turnovers. I was like, I would say the same thing to coach that I said to him the game against Florida Tech. I said, don't accept in a win what you wouldn't accept in a loss. Like, you got to find a way to from the point guard trying to make full court passes to guys just losing it. Terry, at one point you would have thought it was a high school game with how bad these teams were turning the ball over.
They got the win though, right? JU?
Got the win. They took care of business.
So conference play starts for everybody
on the 2nd. That's going to be against Lipscomb.
Did you notice that some conferences will sneak in a conference game in December? A few of them, every once in a while. That's kind of a new thing, isn't it?
I wonder why they do that. What's the reasoning behind it? Maybe the coaches don't want too many days between games or something,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, why not? These smaller conferences sometimes end up playing their conference tournaments a weekend before the bigger conference. That could be it. That could be a TV thing. That could be it.
JU does that. The ASUN is a week ahead of the power schools.
Yeah,
conferences.
It's got to be to get as many eyes on as you can to spread that out.
Yeah. So,
Gary, are any ladies over there at that work party that we're attending?
Ton of them. Yeah.
Grr.
That's terrible. You can't do it.
I can't do it at
all. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, that's it. That's so bad.
Hidden talent, Patric Young. All right, Pat, let's take a break. We'll talk some Heisman hockey. Patrick, were you Are you sure you were not at the Saturday Iceman game?
I'm sure. I'm certain.
It was Ugly Sweater Day Saturday. And are you sure you didn't win Ugly Sweater Day at the Iceman game on
Are you
Saturday?
trying to say this is a tank top?
No, I know some of your sweaters is what I'm saying.
Wow.
No, I like your Christmas.
Ugly sweater. Hey, people got a hoot. I wore this to
Let me see.
which basketball game was it? It was UF and somebody. But
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember this?
Yeah. Dude, that's great, man. That is great. That is great.
Oh man, that's
I like
something.
it. All right, Pat, let's take a break. Let's talk some Iceman hockey. We'll have Alex Reed on in a little bit. We'll kind of recap the week that was with the Jacksonville Icemen and the week that is coming up for the Jacksonville Icemen. That and don't go anywhere. Big time, heavy duty college football talk. Brent Beard in hour number 2. We break it all down as the playoff is upon us. Friday night, the college football expanded playoff gets started. That and a whole lot more. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you on a Monday from Icebreakers Bar and Grill.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bolt City Heating and Air at BoltCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Man, it looks like it's getting worse as we come back again with the overhead shot of downtown Jax Vegas. Terry Norvelle, Patric Young talking some ball with you. Pat, did you see that shot?
Yeah, that looked good.
Look cold out there, but I don't think it's real cold today, though, is it?
Well, no, it's so weird. I have a tank top on, Terry.
Yeah.
I was outside. I went.
I've got
with a tank top.
You can see what I've got, and I've got a reason. Look, I've got this 3/4 right like sweater thing, and I've got a long sleeve shirt. And Patrick, I don't want to get all PG-13 or anything, but I'm also underneath the blue jeans I got on right now. I got long johns, and you may say, Terry, it was in the 70s. Why do you have all those clothes on? Are you wondering?
Yes, I am.
I worked about 5 hours this morning helping set the arena up. See my ViStar, and it's cold in the arena.
Okay,
because they got ice down.
I'm following.
And I'm in a hockey rink here too.
Yes, you are.
Icebreakers. But Patrick, listen to this. So I helped set up. There's a show tonight, and I don't know who it is, but they say he's going to pack a big crowd. An artist named Rod Wave. Do you know who Rod Wave is? I don't know who that is.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, is he good?
He's from here.
What?
And actually, my buddy Charles, he's a police officer. He's going to be security there.
Okay.
But yeah, it should be a big crowd.
Yeah, they're expecting about 10, 11, 12,000. Big crowd, and
that's like sold out.
And yes, definitely. And his setup, he's got a middle stage, right? He's not a one in. He's in the middle, so you can use the entire bowl that way. There's no restricted view seats, right? He's in the middle, so the whole bowl can be open, and there's no chairs on the ground, but there's a general admission standing. So when I was driving out about 12:30, there was a big crowd at the box office.
What time does it start?
He'll go on about 9:30, I'm thinking.
Man, I like concerts, but I don't know. There's something about just how long it takes to get them going, man.
I know. You'll have like
get the actual
2 opening acts.
Up there.
You'll generally have 2 DJs at separate times, 2 opening acts. Then maybe they have to work on the stage. And then it's also Monday night, Patrick. It's Monday night, but he sold a lot of tickets.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember him getting on the scene. I think I was still actually playing basketball when he got on the scene.
Is that his real name, or is that his stage?
Oh, I don't know.
Rod
Wave sounds like it's got to be stage.
So
Rod sounds like it's probably his real name.
Is he a fun, happy, nice rapper, or is he an angry rapper?
I think he's a fun, happy, nice rapper.
Good.
I think he kind of sings. I think he kind of sings too.
Okay.
I think that's his thing. One of those rappers that it sound like they have a really good voice, and it's not just rapping.
So he's from here. I didn't know that.
From Jacksonville.
That's pretty cool. Hey Patrick, I'm this is on the fly here, and I hadn't talked to you about this, but I think we should have a football party on Friday. Do you understand what's going on Friday?
Friday.
When we're at Bricks, Jax Beach, I think we should throw a football party. Our show is 4 to 6, right? Every Friday we'll be at Bricks. The Gators play their bowl game at 3:30. They kick off, so we're going to be on the air during the game. And then at 8 o'clock, the first playoff game is Notre Dame, Indiana. It's a football Friday, I think. Party.
Man, who you got in that one?
I don't know, man. I hate Notre Dame.
We should have just made all our picks this week. Just those games, the playoff games.
But we ought to do that. I'm done with the picks, man. It's been a hassle for me to be the secretary.
I feel you, man.
Hey, it's been a battle, man. A battle.
Yeah, I think it's
hard too, Pat.
Like have you ever done fantasy football?
No, I've never done fantasy.
Well, I know with whoever decides to be the commissioner, like you gotta really love it, man. Like whoever's the commissioner, like that person has, you just can't enjoy it. You can't enjoy.
I see what you mean a little bit, and we did me, you, and Zach. We did our 3 picks. We did the.
Let's do one last one, and just do these playoff games. That's it.
Yeah, that'll be college. Fun. Let's do that. We'll try and do that.
And we got to choose all 4 games.
Well, you want to? I'll tell you what. I'll try to list all the big obviously college football playoff games.
Only the playoff games, yeah.
We'll do those, but I'll try to list about the fun 10 bowl games or something,
Okay.
And my favorite bowl game this year?
Which one? What?
It has nothing to do with the teams.
Is it Pop-Tart or
Pop-Tart Bowl? That's mine, man. Oh, I love some Pop-Tarts, man. Hey, it's the best food ever.
Oh my gosh!
Does anybody not like Pop-Tarts? Who doesn't like Pop-Tarts?
I mean, I'm not crazy over Pop-Tarts.
You shut your filthy mouth right now.
I said I'm not crazy. I didn't say I don't like them. I'm not crazy.
So let me ask you this: if I bring if right out of the toaster, I bring 2 warm with melted butter, brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts, and I put right under that little big nose of yours, you would gulp them things down, wouldn't you?
I've never had it with melted butter.
Are you kidding
so
me?
Maybe that could be why I'm missing out.
What is wrong with you, Patric Young? What is wrong with you?
So the brown sugar one with some melted butter.
Oh, and there's not a bad flavor. All Pop-Tarts are good.
Do you put the melted butter on all of them, or is there like only certain flavors?
I'm lazy. A lot of times I'll just pop them in the oven, and
I know warm. Like you got to have them warm. Yeah,
but
you
can eat them. You can eat them cold.
You can. If you got the time to get them warm, though.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, that is.
Think about it. It's the
like I
greatest
used to be a toaster. I used to be a toaster strudel guy. Like we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, those
toaster
are good.
Strudels are pretty great.
Those are good.
It's such junk. This is the stuff. The problem is, Terry.
Pop-Tarts are good.
Robert F. Kennedy is trying to take this away from us.
Pop-Tarts are good for you. You don't let anybody tell you they're not.
Robert F. Kennedy is going to try to take this away from us.
Hey, if you eat enough Pop-Tarts, you get a 6-pack abs and you get big shoulders and arms. Oh, they're good. Pop-Tarts are good for you. They're better than Brussels sprouts for you. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
Pop-Tarts are good for you, Patrick. I'm telling you. Hey, what'd you think of the Heisman Trophy? Did it go the way you thought it would go? What'd you think?
Yeah, and I kept saying this to my boy. I was like, Genty would have won. And I'm just stating a fact. And I'm not trying to give this fact there's not an opinion.
Okay.
There were three games where Genty did not play in the second half because they were killing teams. He plays in those games. There is a very, very good chance and stays healthy, obviously, has the ability to absolutely destroy Barry Sanders' record.
Well, let me ask you this.
Absolutely destroy. Like he could have gotten 3,000 yards this year.
Do you have any issue with the level of competition?
I do have a issue.
I have a huge issue with.
I have a huge issue with it. Yeah, absolutely. That's what Corey, my best friend, he kept saying. He's like, but the competition, the level that they were playing, and Colorado, they did not have the gauntlet of best teams in the Big 12. They played Kansas State. Lost that one. Lost to Nebraska. The Nebraska game was the only one that I saw like they didn't have a chance.
I know.
Nebraska,
they rolled them.
So strange. Nebraska just rolled them. The Kansas State game, I think Shedeur and Travis, at least at minimum, Travis got hurt. And there was one more. Was it Baylor? I think it was Baylor. I think Baylor beat them, which was, I think Baylor came away at this season, Terry, 7-5.
Yeah, they surprised me. They played better.
Surprised me. Yeah, I did not think they would. The coach may save his job with the bowl win. I don't know.
Here's Colorado's schedule: North Dakota State, and they're not bad. They're not bad. They're not Division I. They're not bad. At Nebraska, and Nebraska, to Colorado's credit, Nebraska was laying for them. That was their season. They wanted to put a big number, so they were at Nebraska, at Colorado State, Baylor, at Central Florida, Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State.
Kansas beat them. That's what it was.
And they beat them bad.
They beat them. Yeah, they beat them real bad.
But my issue with Genty is the level of competition, and my issue with Genty trying to get the record from Barry Sanders. Go back and look at the team. Barry Sanders played in the Big 8, right? I mean, he's playing Oklahoma, good Nebraska.
Well, I mean, that's why you would say that's why he doesn't have the record. I think for the most part, for people, when you break records, you for the most part, people really earn them. Like even when who's a Cooper Kupp, when he had a chance to break, I don't know if it was a single season touchdown record, he was like, well, I got one extra game, so it's not really fair if I get 17 games or 16. Like if I did it. If I do it in 16, we should count it. But in 17 games, that's a different category.
I think that's a factor. And I hear you about I hear you about Genty sitting out some halves. I would imagine you could go back and look at Barry Sanders. He probably sat out some too.
Oh yeah, no one Barry Sanders. After watching that Bye Bye Barry documentary, guarantee you he sat out some.
And they played 11 games, not 12.
They did. They played 11 games when he got 2,000 whatever yards.
He averaged, yes. They played 11 game regular season, Patrick. You got to factor all that in.
Well, then that's the same thing with Caitlin Clark having the most points.
It's terrible.
It's Pete Maravich didn't have a 3-point line.
Yeah. Well, I hate when people think about the NFL. The first guy to get 2,000 yards in a season in the NFL was O.J. Simpson. He did it in a 14-game regular season. Hell, they play 17 games now. You can't compare those regular season records.
Right, yeah. I don't know what the record, do you just put in the record books? But, did this in 14 games, did this in –
Yeah.
I think you gotta absolutely display that distinction.
And I don't think enough people point that kind of stuff out. I do know off the top of my head, Barry Sanders, his final year at Oklahoma State, I remember watching. He was unbelievable. He averaged 236 rushing yards a game. Average, Patrick, 236. So if you do the math, 236 times 11, hell, he ran for 2,600 yards in 11 games.
Are you serious? That's
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So, Patrick, if Barry Sanders that year had a 195-yard game, his average dropped. Patrick, his average dropped. Right?
I wonder if he had more games, if he had the same number of games as Genty and whoever else has come close. How much further it'd be like what are some unbreakable records? I don't think we'll ever see the strikeout record being broken or the complete game record. And I don't know. John Stockton's assist record will never be broken.
Yeah, different game.
Oh, he's like 3,000 more from who's ever even in second.
Different game.
And whoever's in second, I mean, they don't have 3,000 more assists in them.
And now a lot of point guards are pulling up from 26 feet, not looking to dish.
Yeah.
They're looking to score. Stockton was a dish first guy.
I wonder how Chris Paul. You know what story has gone kind of silent on us, and I understand why it probably would. Coach's name for the Spurs, Popovich. He had a stroke.
Wow. I do remember that now. Yeah.
He had a stroke. Yeah. That story's gone pretty quiet on us. I hate to imagine, but he's probably not.
Did you see? I do remember that. Not long ago, he had a stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pat, did you see? Speaking of NBA, we were just talking, and I may be hearing the headlines. Let me see if I can find it. I think it happened a day or two ago, and I don't know how I feel about this. There was an NBA game where there were 48 3-pointers made.
Yeah,
some ungodly number. What was the deal with that?
That was
48.
The Mavs and Golden State. And I think the Golden State was 20 something or whatever, and they're like, if you would have told us we were going to lose this game,
here it is. Mavs Warriors combined for record 48 threes with Klay Thompson back in the Bay. Holy cow! 143-133 win. Wow, Patrick Young. Is that good or bad for the game? I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't think they play enough defense. I don't think they play enough defense, man.
Yeah, and you wonder, is the game turning into a game of horse? Just a game of horse, right?
Yeah, it looks like
it to me. You come down, you make your 24-footer.
Well,
I go down and make my 25-footer.
It makes me believe that Kobe's record of 81 points is going to get broken, or if that doesn't get broken, I think it will. We're just going to see a lot more 50-point games. It's how it's going to break down. It's going to say we're going to see a lot of guys with 50-point games, 60-point games, or we're going to see a lot more games where guys, maybe there's 2 players with 35 points, and then 3 players with 20.
Good point. That you'd never see before.
Just numbers that are just like, man. Well, I mean, that's what the NBA is now, man. It's possessions, more shots. Keep going. Volume.
Volume. Well, Kobe,
less and less defense.
Kobe's 81 is not the record, though.
Yeah, I know 100 is the record. I don't think 100 will get beaten.
No.
But 81, no one's going to beat. I don't think anyone will beat Kobe.
God. You make a good point, Patrick. We're going to start seeing box scores like that. You're going to have one guy leading the way with 51 and then a couple guys with 34 and 29. Imagine, Patrick, throwing up 29 and you're the third leading scorer in the game.
Oh, my gosh.
That's crazy. All right, buddy, let's take a break. We'll come back. We hope to have Brent Beard hooked up, talking some college football. It is Brent Beard's time of year. A lot of good notes to get to. And we'll start talking about the playoff, which is right around the corner. Oh, boy, really getting ugly outside in Jacksonville, but at least the temperature is not bad. 1 hour down, 1 to go. When we come back, we'll kick off hour 2, the Young and Norvelle Show, live from Icebreakers Bar and Grill inside the Community First Igloo.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, back here. I guess it's weather par for the calendar. I guess we're officially closing in on winter. Gosh dang, that looks like a northern winter shot, but it's Jack's Vegas. See the river as we welcome you back. Hour number 2 kicking off right here. Patric Young, Terry Norvelle. Man, it looks cold out there, doesn't it, Patrick? Looks cold.
It's starting to just look not great.
Yeah, not.
I mean, you got to be cold.
Yeah, that's why I'm all buckled up.
Yeah, I was saying, thinking that it's like Terry's overdressed for a day like today, but you're not, because it's cold. It's cold in the it's cold in there, and icebreakers, igloo.
You know where this is going to pay off when it's the middle of summertime. People are going to be wanting to just walk in this place, the igloo.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, you and I, we're going to be happy. We're still in summertime to come in there. Are you kidding me? Man, I wonder how much they have to turn, if they have to turn it up more.
I don't know.
Or like turn it down more, I should say.
Turn it down, yeah. Hey, Pat, what's your next basketball
My next game is going to be actually tomorrow. If you ain't doing nothing, right after our show, we're going to be at Strings Sports Brewery. I'm going to do a little book signing, speak to some Gator fans, and then we're going to watch the game. Get Florida plays North Carolina, and then Saturday I'll be in Gainesville for the UF hosting UNF.
Are you working that game, or
I will be working that game?
Oh, nice. So, what Strings are you at tomorrow?
Going to go to the OG, the main area, the Main Street one. Why is my hair sticking up like this?
I don't know.
I have a cowlick.
So you'll be at the Springfield location, and tomorrow's the North Carolina game. You said, right?
Yes, it is. Game will be at 7.
And wow,
that's going to be their toughest test, I think.
Yeah,
going into conference play, where they started out with Kentucky and Tennessee.
How about that? Number 1 and number 4, Florida opens up with. How about that?
Got to come away with one of those games. Find a way.
Wow.
I think are they both on the road?
I wasn't happy that you didn't get the Gator game this past Saturday. Richard Hendricks. I remember him from Alabama. You remember him?
I don't remember him at Alabama.
I remember him a little bit. He was a decent little player. Wasn't great, but he got the call. And I didn't know you had already booked JU game for that day, but I wanted you there. Where's that game at? Atlanta? Yeah, that game was in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, that was in Atlanta. Yep.
Where's Florida playing North Carolina? It's a neutral site, right?
Yeah, I think Charlotte. And I don't really consider that neutral.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's in Charlotte.
I don't either. The Gators played on the court that the Hawks play on. Now, do they have their own arena, or do they play in the big Mercedes and just make it a small?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think I don't know. I wasn't sure. They could beat North Carolina. I mean, this is a good, not great North Carolina team.
Man, if the rest of these SEC teams, the rest of their schedule, take care of business. Because remember, Terry, you just said Missouri, Arkansas, those teams are right outside. Like there's a potential chance Florida has 4 ranked games to start out the SEC, following going against Arkansas, Missouri. I don't know where Texas is. I know South Carolina down this year, but
yeah, down.
4 ranked games to start off the conference play.
And you remember we went over Florida's basketball schedule the other week, and they don't get any. They don't have. They only play at Kentucky. They only play at Alabama. They don't have return games.
I know, that's so weird.
They have home and home with Tennessee, but yeah, they got a tough schedule in basketball. Tough schedule.
Yeah, I'm not. I like it to an extent, but there's definitely going to be teams here in the SEC that have much easier schedules. At least you end up playing everybody once. I'll say easier. How do you want to say games in a row?
Yeah.
Still a tough schedule, but at least they won't have to go 4 ranked games in a row. Some teams you have at home, better teams you have at home, better chance to win. A&M, man, A&M's a good team.
Yeah, and he's a good coach. He's a tough coach.
My guy Buzz. I don't know what's going on.
You don't like him? I like him.
I love Buzz Williams.
Okay, good.
He's one of my favorite coaches.
My buddy Brent Beard is asking us the password change. Let me send him.
We changed the password?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't either.
We wouldn't do that to you.
No, Brent Beard, we're not. We would. Oh, hey, there he is. There he is.
Yeah.
That gum guy, old man, can't figure out how to get logged in. Can't get logged in, Patrick.
Yeah. Pat, now let us ask Terry how his technical knowledge is coming along too. So,
All right, we'll move along. Let's just move along.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, Brent, one really thing.
Hit him right where it hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Your notes were interesting. Obviously, the Heisman Trophy was awarded. I want to ask you now that you finished voting, you can talk about it. Who you voted for?
Yeah.
Your notes made something interesting, Patrick. I want to throw this out so you can hear it as well. The Heisman Trophy. I've never understood why they have to give the Heisman Trophy when they do. Right? Why not wait until the season's over? Is number one.
Well, that's two things. Why do they do it in the middle of the season? Why does baseball wait till like a month after?
I know. Yeah, they wait long
to do their awards.
But here's the deal now, and Brent, you make a good point. Not every Heisman candidate will will be on a playoff team, but right now, like Genty is on a team that's in the playoffs. There's a chance Genty could play 3 more games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So, Brent, do they need to move the Heisman voting?
Yes.
Because you could play 20-25% of your schedule after the Heisman, and it won't count.
Well, it's interesting you guys brought that up because that is a topic of discussion right now that really needs to be done. And what we're seeing here is an expanded college football playoff could mean the teams could play 20 to 25% of their games after
Isn't that crazy?
the Heisman presentation. So they say they're monitoring the situation. Guys, I don't think there's any doubt about it that they need to do something to spice this award up. And by doing it after the postseason will be a smart idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Pat, you can jump on with some questions.
Yeah, I agree.
Brent, you and I haven't visited. We haven't visited since because we were off.
Well, I don't like the fans don't get to celebrate their MVP,
right,
or whatever.
Right.
That's so weird.
Terrible? Yeah,
it is.
Terrible. Until that makes it. You make a good point. In most cases, because a lot of guys, if they win the Heisman as an underclassman, they're going to go pro. They're not going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you get to recognize your favorite player is when they come back to campus 5 or 6 years later.
I know, right? Gosh,
that is weird.
Yeah. Every school would love to have that stadium full to celebrate, at a game or something, like celebrate that trophy, that award. I mean, obviously, your team's still in the playoffs or whatever.
Sure.
So,
And then, you got to work around the Heisman when he goes to the NFL. You got to work around his schedule, and is he off when you're home, and vice versa. So it could take years to get, you know what I mean? You've seen that happen, Brent. It could take years to get the Tim Tebow back on campus because of his other commitments and all.
Right.
Anyway, that's a discussion for later, but I do agree it needs to be moved. Guys, I want to bring up what I think is, and this is a sore spot for Gator Nation, for a lot of Gator Nation, not me. I think the Jack Pyburn portal situation worked to perfection. I think that's how it's designed. Jack Pyburn was a guy that when he came out of high school, he wasn't ready for big-time college football. He redshirted. He worked on his body. He got bigger, stronger. He's played a couple of years. He never got to shop his wares, right? He wasn't a guy that anybody wanted to shop.
No.
He improved his situation, and then he went as a free agent to Florida and said, here's what I want. And Florida made a business decision and said, we don't think you value there. Let's shake hands. I think that's exactly how the portal's supposed to work.
Yeah, at this point now, it's tough, but at least no one loses in that situation.
And Brent, before I hear your comments, I know the comeback is, well, he asked for too much. That's not what's at discussion here, right? You are as valuable as what you can command on the market. If he asked for too much, Florida said, we don't value. I think the portal worked perfect with Jack Pyburn.
And matter of fact, Pyburn's landed at LSU.
At LSU,
that's where he's gone. Now listen. He was asking for like $45,000 a month or something.
Oh, a month.
Yeah.
Well, hold on now. That's probably $45,000 for a 3-month football season. It's not 12 months, I don't think.
Yeah, it can't be 12 months.
So, but see, I don't want you guys to get mixed up. I don't think the number this pen right here that I'm holding, somebody could say, well, Terry, you want to sell that pen? What do you want? I say, I want $1 million for that pen. That pen's not worth $1 million unless I can find somebody to pay $1 million.
Shoot, a person that would need to sign a contract maybe worth a lot of money. Right? They would give you money for that pen.
The amount of money Pyburn's asking for is not of issue, in my opinion. With the portal work, he made a request as a free agent, just like the NFL boys when they're free agents, and the team said, "Well, we don't value you there. Is that your final number? Yes. Let's shake hands and part ways." Obviously, he signed quickly with LSU. I don't think he cut his demand down 80%. He got close to that, I would imagine. Wouldn't you think that, Brent?
Well, now, what's also being reported is the money that they say he asked for was grossly over-exaggerated. So
I can believe that.
I don't know if we will ever know what the number was, and I don't think, frankly, we really even need to know what the number was. I mean, I think he's a loss in some ways. Now, I give LSU credit. LSU's done as well in the portal right now over the last few days, frankly, and LSU also got Kareem Jackson from Florida, and they also got Barrion Brown, who's one of the better wide receivers anywhere, from Kentucky. And how about they got Michael Van Buren from Mississippi State?
Yeah, that hurts State a little bit. Yeah,
it does.
Well, Patrick, let me move back to Pyburn real quick, and I'm just going to ask you. We can move on. Patrick Young, if I said Jack Pyburn asked Florida for a salary this coming football season of $135,000, would that knock you off your chair? I don't think it would. It wouldn't knock me or Pat or Brent. Well, if he's asking for $45,000 times a 3-month football season, that's $135,000.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot different than he asked for $45,000 a month, right? If you break it down like that, right, guys?
It does. Yeah. I mean, frankly, you're thinking about now August, September, October, November, and you can throw frankly, when you look at it, it's bits and pieces of 5 months.
Yes, it really is. I just think the portal worked perfect. If Florida valued him, we can't lose him. They'd have paid it, right?
Well,
they said we don't value it that number, and are you going to hold there? Yeah, okay. Let's shake hands and
well, and I'll tell you this: the portal is too long. The portal is 20 days, started last Monday, so this is day 7, and then we've got another 2 weeks of it basically. The portal really needs to be 10 to 15 days. Guys, the problem is right now, you're dealing with too many things right now.
Yeah.
You're dealing with folks trying to practice and get a game plan for either a bowl game or a playoff game, and trying to do the portal at the same time. That right now, that's too much.
Well, guys, correct me if I'm wrong about the portal. I think I've got this right, and I think there's some misinformation. The current portal that we're in right now opened up on the 9th of December, and it closes on December 28th. It's 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I understand, that doesn't mean, because I hear some Gator fans going, gosh darn, all they have is a punter. The 28th is closing in. That doesn't mean you have to pick your destination by the 28th. That just means you have to put your name in so you're not considered tampering if I call you.
Yeah.
Hey, the Gators can add players in January from this portal. The 28th is not am I right, Brent? That's not the drop dead date you have to have all your portal class in.
Yeah, well, and look, fans need to also be patient with this.
I agree.
I mean, you still got almost 2 weeks left. There's a lot that can happen in those 2 weeks. But yeah, those are big points.
point I'm making, Patrick, there may be a hot shot receiver who's coming here, Ole Miss and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
That game is January 2nd, right? There may be a hot shot receiver on both of those teams.
Could be
that they've made up their mind they're not going back to Ole Miss and or Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Their game's January 2nd. They're like, I don't want to make an announcement. I'm not going to pick my new school.
Right? Yeah, that is tough.
I think the fans think that the portal rosters have to be set by the 28th of December. That's not correct. That's the day you have to cut off and put your name in. And why you put your name in, Patrick, is when you put your name in the portal, that means you've told the world that you are in the portal and schools can call you without being tampering.
Right.
That's the whole thing. You don't have to pick your school by the 28th. You can pick your school February.
Where is the best time for the portal to open?
What do you think?
I listening to what James Franklin said. If the guy was not going to put his name, he had to put his name in the portal because of the timing.
Mm-hmm.
And that I can't remember him saying if the kid was not going to transfer, but he ends up having to put his name in the portal.
Yeah.
Because of the timing, and it's just he said it's unfair to the kids, unfair to college football.
Brent, what are your thoughts?
When is the best time?
Well, it's obvious that now I will say this: if you want the best players, it's in the winter portal, or the first one is where it is, especially with quarterbacks.
Because a lot of them, Brent and Patrick, he says the winter quarter. Don't mean to cut you off, Brent. A lot of you guys, those guys, they want to already know where they're going to go and go play spring ball for their new school. They can go. They can go work out in spring, right?
I agree. Yeah.
If they wait until the April portal, well, the April portal opens up after spring practice is over, and you would really be behind the 8 ball trying to win a job in August if you haven't done anything with your new school, right? New team.
You know what makes that tricky is, and I'm all for this, but the playoffs now, you're on the 20th of January, the final game, instead of the 10th. Last year it was on the 10th.
Yeah.
So it's expanded for until then. May even expand more when we had.
Well, you would think when they go 2 more teams, it'll be longer, wouldn't you think?
Well, I wonder about that. I wonder. That's a good question. I wonder, will it be longer, or will they just play more games? On that first weekend.
Yeah, that's true. Because Patrick, I also don't think fans realize the first round is this weekend. I call Friday the weekend, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
The second round is not the following weekend. It goes, it wraps around to December 31, January 1.
Right.
So there's a gap of about 12 days, I think, between, not 7 days. Right, Brent? The second round is like 12 days later, not 1 weekend later.
Well, and see, also, to think of it this way, if you're Georgia, you played in the SEC championship game, which was the first Saturday in December.
Correct.
Well, you don't play again until basically New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So you've got what, guys? Basically, it's not 30 days, but it's close. And if you've got a lot of injuries, I think that's a real advantage.
And that's because they have the bye. That's because they have the first bye, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. How about that, Patrick? Yeah. Wouldn't you hate, Patrick, when you were at Florida playing the SEC tournament?
Yeah.
And then you don't play your first March Madness game for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, or whatever it is, Brent.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Brent?
That's way too much time.
That is weird.
That's way too much time.
Now Georgia loves it because they're dealing with issues.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like it from that standpoint, kind of. That's the main thing. Maybe we're going to get the best games out because teams are going to be as healthy as you can get, barring season ending.
And you guys let's take Brent Beard, let's take Patric Young down way back lane, way back when there were no conference championship football games.
Yes.
And the regular season, Patrick, would end Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, the regular season would end, and your big boy bowl games were all on January 1st.
Correct.
They'd have 6 weeks off, basically.
Wow.
Right, Brent?
Yes.
Absolutely,
they did.
to January 1st, you'd have the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, right? All the big bowls.
Yes.
But it'd be weeks later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, by the way, the bowl games start in earnest tomorrow night. So we've got either one or two bowl games on every night leading into the weekend. Going into next week, of course, the Gators play Friday, which I think is an advantage for them at this point.
Friday that's going to be. Gator game at 3:30, playoff game at 8. That's
By the way, that Notre Dame game Friday night, kickoff temperature, 17 degrees.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's got Patric Young written all over it. He likes it.
Oh.
Hey, guys, I don't think I'm exaggerating this, and it's not a big point, but it hit me today before I was on the air. And I think I'm safe in saying that this coming weekend, and I'm going to call Friday the weekend, okay?
Yeah.
This coming weekend, when you combine everything that's happening on football fields, I think this is the biggest football weekend in the history of American football. For the first time ever, you're going to have 4 college football tournament football games.
Yes.
Elimination on Friday and then Saturday, and then an entire NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
That's got to be the biggest football weekend in the history of American football.
Oh, yeah.
And then next weekend, as we know, or next week, we know that the NFL is trying to take over. They got games on Thursday, Saturday.
That when it kicks in, that all kicks in, Patrick, like that?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting. Brent, before we take a break, then we'll take it to the end of the show. Can you talk about your Heisman ballot? Did it go the way you voted?
Oh, yeah.
I would have voted for Hunter.
Yeah, I did. My top 3 were basically how it ended up in order. Was Hunter was 1, and then Ashton Jeanty was 2, and then the Dylan Gabriel was 3.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's unusual about the top 10.
Okay.
And since we're going to break, believe it or not, there were no 0 SEC players in the top 10.
Really? How did that happen?
Unbelievable.
Wow. And who would have been the one? I mean, Beck had a disappointing year by preseason.
Maybe Dylan Sampson from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Great season.
Yeah.
Great season.
But that's a good point. I don't know if it's a good or bad. Maybe it speaks to the parity in the SEC, and they got a bunch of good teams without just one superstar.
Yeah, Georgia. Who was Georgia's superstar this year?
Yeah, they
Great point. Great point. But they're still playing.
And Brent, Alabama. I remember early in the year, I go, damn, this Alabama team for the first time in 100 years, they don't have those crazy Alabama running backs. They didn't have one of those running backs.
Quinn Ewers got bumped out of the top 10, huh?
Yeah, Ewers played his way out of it. Milroe played down and out of it. Nico.
Carson Beck.
Beck played his way out of it. Nico never ascended at Tennessee.
No,
I thought
did.
he stayed. Wow, that's a good. Jackson Dart needed to win one of those 3 losses if he would have won. Right? He couldn't. Hard to win it with 3. And I know Hunter did, but he's a special PR, and Colorado wasn't expected to win a bunch. But Dart with 3 losses in a year that they thought Ole Miss was going to have 1 loss or maybe 2 losses.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll tell you what was also unusual. The first quarterback was 3rd, not 1st, not 2nd, but 3rd, because it's been a quarterback award.
It's been a quarterback award
a long time. But your point's a good one. They really need to delay this thing, and frankly, I don't. At least later on into the playoffs, if not afterward. But I don't know if the Heisman Trust would do that.
And Patrick, I'll throw this out and let you have the final comment. We'll take a break about delaying it. It didn't happen this year because Travis Hunter's team isn't in the playoffs. Imagine if Jeanty and Boise State, they're in the playoff. Imagine if Travis Hunter and Colorado were also in the playoff, but you gave the Heisman Trophy to Hunter, and then Boise and Colorado played 2 or 3 more games, and Jeanty just went nuts.
Oh, yeah.
You go, oh, my God.
Sure.
in the biggest games. And hell, what if Colorado and Boise played each other?
Yeah.
And you had already given out the Heisman. What a crime that would have been.
Well,
wouldn't that have been a crime?
What a crime would it be if Genty has like 2 games with 250 yards and 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Listen,
Pat. Give the Hunter.
Pat, Genty in his last game in their conference championship game had over 200 yards in one game.
Man, how many breakaways did he have? Man, do you think he's going to break all these tackles in the NFL?
No. Different game up there.
Gosh,
no, but he can do it in his conference.
I bet
he breaks so many tackles.
I bet Scootaboo or whatever his name is, he'll break a few tackles.
Yeah. I like him. I like him a lot.
What's Scooby-Doo's name? Scooby-Doo. The guy.
Scattaboo.
Scattaboo. Yeah. All right, let's take a final break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Brent's got a lot more stuff to get to, including we haven't really visited Bill Belichick and Dan Mullen are in the college game now coaching. Dan Mullen, UNLV. I thought he would get back in college, but I thought he would get a more high-profile job. We'll talk about that on the other side. Wrapping up hour number 2, the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you from Icebreakers Bar and Grill.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Our final 20 minutes or so of a busy Monday show. Terry Norvelle, Patric Young, Brent Beard joining us. I think Pat might have scooted out of here. Not sure. Brent, real quick, Pat and I kicked off the show and spent about 20 minutes talking about the Jaguars and the Jets yesterday. I summed it up, not to take anything away from Brian Thomas, who's a good, really good player, going to be I think, a great player.
Yeah.
The two superstars on the field yesterday, and they're aging superstars, but there's a reason Aaron Rodgers is going into the Hall of Fame probably.
Right,
And Devonta Adams put on a show. Some of the throws that old man Rodgers made yesterday were just, I mean, not a lot of guys, even at 41 or younger than 41, are making those throws. What about the second half when those two got together?
Terry, explain to me how Adams – late in the game was wide open. Listen, don't you say if you're the D coordinator, I don't care what you do, do not lose sight of Adams.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it was man or zone, but either way, if it's man, you got to be in the picture with him, at least in the television picture. And if it's zone, what zone do you run where there's nobody within 40 yards of diameter of the guy?
Yeah, unbelievable.
How about some of the passes Rodgers threw yesterday?
He really, he still look. He's not great right now. He's aged, but he was like Peyton Manning at the end of his career. If you can read defenses, Terry, you can still win football games.
He had a few drops too yesterday.
He did. But when you got Adams, that makes just a humongous difference. It's a shame Mac Jones has played fairly well over the last few games that he threw the interception at that point. Then they've got they go to Las Vegas this weekend, I believe, right?
Yeah, they play the Raiders, and they're going to mess around and win that game. The Raiders are terrible, and that's going to – I think that might even, with tiebreakers, that might even mathematically eliminate the Jaguars from the number one pick, because the Raiders would the Jaguars would have two more wins than the Raiders with only two to go. And I think that's a bad deal. I know it's hard to tank, and I get all that. I get it all, but I just don't know where they're going to go to get out of this hole. The Jaguars without that number one pick. I know we got tons of time to discuss that. Quickly, did you see Buffalo? Undressed Detroit yesterday in Detroit.
Look, I was about to mention that we think alike a lot. Terry, could you make a case for Allen, the Buffalo quarterback, to be the MVP?
I think he's probably leading it right now.
I would think.
And Mahomes. Mahomes, the last few years, I don't think he's been putting up gaudy numbers. He just wins.
Yeah.
And, you got to believe he's going to miss at least the next couple games. He's been diagnosed with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
They're 13-1, and certainly you want to win home field. But they've got a couple game lead on Buffalo, I think, for home field. And, boy, you don't want to mess with that thing. I got to believe he's going to sit out a couple games. So, I think Allen's going to win that.
Yeah.
I think Allen's going to win that thing. Brent, what your thoughts? We were off the air on Thursday and Friday due to a high school holiday basketball tournament on our network. Your thoughts are? I'm not staggered by the Bill Belichick. I think he'll come in and win some games. I think it catches people off guard, and they go, "Oh my God, 6 Super Bowls! Well, he's going to win 3 national titles in a row in 5 years." I don't think he goes in and just dominates at North Carolina.
No, because they don't have the players to be able to do it. And listen, people probably haven't heard this yet, but Dave Clawson has stepped down at Wake Forest within the last 2 or 3 hours.
Wow, I did not know that. He's done nice things at Wake Forest.
Look, Terry, he stabilized them.
Really did.
As well as anybody has. But look, here's the thing that's going on right now, and I'm glad you're sitting down for this, but I never thought we'd see this in our lifetime. What's happening in the ACC, their basketball is fading.
Really is.
Well, and what they've done now with Belichick is they are actually this is hard to believe, but they're beginning to go all in. There is this is kind of the theme of where they are right now in sports in the ACC. Yeah. They're going all in football now.
How about that? Let me make a couple points about ACC and Belichick. Yes, I'm a guy. I do think North Carolina is a sleeping giant. I just don't think Belichick is the juice or longevity that might be needed. I think they're going to win a few games, but I don't think guys are just going to flock to him.
No.
I don't think young kids remember him as a great coach. They know the name. And, I mean, he hasn't been – what do you have? 3 of his last 4 years were losing records.
Yeah.
Now, for an 18-year-old kid, a chunk of 4 years, they don't remember anything 4 years past.
No. Lord,
no. They don't. 12 years old, they weren't watching Belichick.
No.
9 years old, they weren't watching Belichick.
No.
But no, I do think it's a good job. Dave Clawson, he's a guy, I don't know what his plans are. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't have his eye on a bigger job.
He could.
He's well respected in the coaching world. The coach at Wake Forest, what he's done there over the last decade or so, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he is. There's no doubt about that. Look, you can make the argument, Brent Key at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
You've got
you're talking about guys that could go bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Terry, now they can do it. Excuse the pun here. What can SMU pony up to keep Rhett Lashley?
Rhett Lashley, Brent Key, like you said at Georgia Tech. If he wasn't a Vanderbilt guy, you could certainly say Clark Lee. My God, you could parlay a great year at Vanderbilt to a bigger job easily.
Yes,
definitely. Hey, were you surprised at the level? I'm not surprised Dan Mullen's back in college coaching. College football is better with Dan Mullen coaching at this age.
Yeah.
He needs to be coaching, not in a booth.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good coach, a really good offensive coach. Were you surprised at the level of job he took, UNLV?
I think he just wanted to get in, but I'll say this, Barry Odom made that a good job this year.
Sure did.
Now, can they do it in the long run? Here's the thing with Mullen, and we all know this, and everybody knows this by now. Mullen did not want to recruit at Florida,
right?
But particularly toward the end, and he basically said so to some people. But he can coach them up, and he can, Terry, does the portal make it easier for him?
Absolutely. I was going to go there, Brent. I was going to go there. He hasn't coached in 4 or 5 years, and a lot of people would say, well, if he didn't want to recruit, he got it back into it. He's got to recruit.
Yeah,
it's a different animal.
It is.
I think it is. And if you still got a little name recognition, it's a big different animal. Really, you can the model if you want it to be. Well, it's almost like if you're an NFL coach. If you're the NFL coach, the head coach, if you want to go and do all the scouting and go all the Senior Bowls, you can do that. Or you can have your scouting department do all that.
Sure.
Right? I think Mullen. I don't think Mullen has to recruit any harder than he did at Florida. He just needs to hire the right general manager and recruiting guy and money guy.
The thing that helped Mullen is when these kids turn on TV, watch games, Mullen was there.
He was there, and that's a big difference between a Mullen and a Belichick. Of course, he's got 6 Super Bowls or whatever it is.
Right.
My God, he's a legend. He hasn't been on the game of the week his last 4 years. They had losing records. Dan Mullen has been. I mean, Dan Mullen's got a lot of face time the last 2 years.
He's either been the analyst for games or he has been in the studio with that. But that will be interesting to see if he coaches there 2 or 3 years and tries to get a better job.
The portal we talked about the Jack Pyburn and the portal and how I think the portal worked. Can we say the same thing with Luke? I always mix up his last name. Were you surprised the way FSU and who they went out and got? They went out and got Castellanos to take over and hopefully be their quarterback starter.
Right.
Castellanos is an athlete masquerading as a quarterback.
Yes.
He's going to win a game for you, but he's never going to complete 50% of his passes. I think that's a terrible 12-game experiment if he's the starter all year for FSU.
Look, is he going to be any better than DJU?
Probably not.
I agree with you totally on that. And look, Terry, Auburn has got Jackson Arnold, who is a good runner. He's not much of a passer.
No.
So I'm with you on Castellanos. I was not real impressed with that at all.
No, he's a guy, Castellanos at BC, and he did it against FSU.
Yeah,
he's going to be, if he plays 12 games for FSU, he's going to have a game where he breaks containment 4 times, has big runs,
right,
and he hits a couple. He passes kind of like Anthony Richardson. He just heaves it down the field.
Yeah,
and one game, the running and the Hail Marys are going to work, but I think the other 11 he's going to struggle. Pat, did you see where the Castellanos kid from BC is going to be? It looks like FSU's quarterback. Do you remember him? I think that's a step back. He's not much of a passer. He'll never complete more than 54% of his passes.
Yeah, that's a little odd. I thought DJU had another year.
I'm not so sure. I think they want Castellanos more than DJU, right?
Yeah.
I don't
know about that.
Man, that's weird. Yeah, because I jumped in late and I'm trying to remember. I'm like, who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? In my mind just now. And I mean, I guess it's better than a high school quarterback.
Let me ask you both something here. Mike Norvelle today gave $4.5 million back to the school out of his own salary.
I heard about that.
Now that will help them get some players. But look, Pat, forgive Terry and I, but we can be a little bit. We can raise a few questions from time to time. Look, was some of this $4.5 million? Was that okay? I need some assurance that I'm going to be here another year or two, and if I'm giving back some of my salary, that should be the case. Am I totally off base here?
No, I think you're on. I think you're on to something.
So he bought himself an extra 2 years of contract, maybe.
Could you say that? Could we say that?
Interesting. Well, I want to throw this out. I'm not so sure. I wasn't so sure that could legally be done in the NCAA. And when they actually get a salary cap, I don't think that could be done in the future because let's take the NFL, for example. That salary cap is in place. And when the college gets a salary cap, I don't think Norvelle could do this again. The NFL has a salary cap. If you are Robert Kraft and you have spent a lot of your salary cap and you know Tom Brady is going to command $50 million. You don't have $50 million under the cap.
Right.
The NFL does not allow Robert Kraft to say, hey, Tom, listen, I know you're worth $50 million. We only have $25 million in the cap. We just can't, right? I'll tell you what, we're going to pay you the $25 million, and I'm going to make you my CEO of whatever business he makes his money, and I'm going to pay you $25 million under that. You can't do that. No. The NFL will not allow you to do that. So I'm not so sure how long what Norvelle did is going to be legal.
Well, I tell you what, did you and this just happened the other day at LSU. Brian Kelly gave the school $1 million.
What was the reasoning? Did he say?
Well, he wanted to he wanted to, quote, give back to the school for what they've given back to him.
Maybe he's doing what Norvelle.
But he also said, with that $1 million, he wants to see, the fans give that, give that amount, match it.
Yeah.
Match the $1 million.
Hey, remember the old days, the Paternos and the guys like that would give $1 million to the biology
library
or the library.
Yeah.
Now they're going, we got to do the NIL. Patrick, we asked Brent, and then you step aside. Thumbnail thoughts on Bill Belichick. How do you think he'll do at North Carolina? And were you surprised Dan Mullen took a low-level job like UNLV? I thought Mullen could have commanded a bigger job.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily sure that he wanted to get back to coaching.
Yeah.
But I mean, UNLV, they were close to making it.
Yeah.
They had Boise State. Yeah, they had Boise State. They would have made twice. Yeah, I mean, I guess starting with Belichick, I didn't see it coming, but he's in his early 70s now?
72, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
72. Yeah. I mean, it seems as though maybe he wants to spread his legacy in a different way to show that I can do it on both levels.
Well, one of the thought processes is that he was able to leverage his son as the coach in waiting. And no NFL franchise was going to let him do that. They weren't going to say, I'm sorry, but a 72-year-old guy, I don't care about your resume. You're not going to tell us that we have to hire your son who's never been a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's been an assistant coach a long time. So I don't think Belichick does Belichick going to college, and we know he talked to, I think it's common knowledge, he threw out overtures, I think, to the Jets, because they fired Saleh a long time ago this season. Does that speak to the Jaguar job at all? That a guy like, and to our knowledge, a guy like Bill Belichick probably never even said, hey, agent, call this guy named Shad Khan under the table, right? Does that speak to the Jaguars job at all, and the level of interest they're going to get when they fire Doug Peterson? You wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think the Jaguars.
I can't see Ben Johnson wanting to get that job. Cannot see it.
I don't think it's an attractive job. I don't think the Jaguar job. And certainly there's got to be Shad Khan at some point, if he's in the head coaching business, hiring business again, he's got to do a Scott Strickland, doesn't he, at some point and say, Balky is my GM or Balky is not, because who's coming if you don't know what's going on with your GM?
True. Hey, Terry, let me ask Pat this. You and I talked about it. Pat, there was an article out today about the ACC in general, okay? And here's the deal, is the ACC right now, and Terry and I never thought we'd see this. ACC right now is really struggling in basketball. They're going all in, according to this article that came out today, for the ACC in football. So my question, and again, I never thought I'd see this, but you've got Tennessee #1 in basketball. You've got Auburn #2. Bama's up there, also in the top 10. I'm curious, Pat, if you've got some buddies in the ACC. What? And this is a fair question. What has happened to ACC basketball? Is it Coach K getting out? Are the coaches leaving? What do you hear that's wrong with the league?
I mean, I don't hear much other than just from it being belabored, which is truthfully belabored, and I'm not mad at it. But that the ACC is not a great league. Take out North Carolina and Duke, and what else do you really have in terms of consistency to hang your hat on?
Right.
Georgia Tech hasn't been good in a long time. Wake hasn't been good.
Maryland
is
gone. Maryland's gone.
Maryland, it was okay.
But I mean, they won a title. One thing that might have, and you mentioned, Roy Williams hasn't been gone that long, right?
No, I think
been there what?
This is the third year.
Yeah, and Boeheim's gone.
So yeah, I was going to go there. You talk about legends. Roy Williams and Coach K left roughly the same time, almost.
Right.
I mean, you lost those two in Boeheim But yeah, Maryland, now they're in the Big Ten, but they did win a national title under Gary Williams, and maybe it is coaching. Maybe losing all those great coaches in a relatively short time. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, and look, I think this, and Pat, tell me if this is fair or not. The great coaches have gone to the SEC.
Yeah.
It's where they are.
Really good, yeah.
And frankly, so is the talent.
Well, let me throw this. We got 1 minute. Is it a style of play? I mean, the SEC now plays modern basketball.
They really do.
Alabama and Florida and Tennessee, they're jumping and running. I'm not saying the ACC. I watched North Carolina play Alabama a week or so ago. The lack of athleticism compared to those two teams, it was night and day. Alabama was jumping and running above those guys, way above those guys, up and down the court. All right, guys, we'll save that for another day. What a fun show. Good stuff all the way around. Thanks to everybody. Of course, Patric Young echoes my thoughts. Brent, we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Brent.
Absolutely, guys. Appreciate you.
We'll get together. That cat was running around. We'll get together tomorrow. We're live in Mandarin. And then remember this, everybody. Football party. Gators at 3:30 Friday at Bricks, leading right into the college football playoff. Let's have a football party Friday at Briggs. There's that sweet dog over there.
Sweet dog.
That'll wrap it up for the entire cast.
That's
Young
right.
Norvelle. Have a great rest of your Monday, everybody.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your home.